Yo, this is the day that I take you through my classes and shit. So let's go. All of my classes I've named like real names. Roy, Len, Rat, and William and shit like that. I don't know, I just think it's funny. So yeah, this one is my go-to class because the Greatsword is my go-to weapon. I change it around sometimes, but it's always light armor. I've got like a light level 3 helmet, level 3 torso. So he's fast. Greatsword, wooden mallet, medic bag. So this you wouldn't normally have those wooden mallet and the medic bag in a duel, obviously. So this class is really built for team matches like Invasion and Frontline. The Greatsword is fucking good weapon. It's always been top tier, I think. Originally I started with the Zweihander, but they nerfed it quite horrifically, so it's nowhere near as effective as it used to be. So I've gone to Greatsword and haven't really left it. Because it's the most diverse weapon there is. It can do all the tricks that you want it to do. It's fast and you can drag it, you can excel it. Yeah, it's just fucking good. It's good for beginners as well because you start with the Greatsword and then you might want more power, so you go for this Zweihander. You might want it to be quicker, so you go for like an E-stock or like a fucking bastard sword or some shit like that. Yeah, it's good to get familiar with how swords work in Mordhau, if you want. It's up to you. I play around with the perks as well. All my classes have friendly on, but they changed the way firebombs work in the game, so there's fewer people that use fire, so there's no real point in having fireproof on. So I might put Tenacious on and Scavenger, you know, I just play around with it depending on the game's updates and, you know, what I feel like. Check out the perks, but yeah, as I said, basically all my classes have the friendly perk. In this class I have the perk Rush. This is important to my style of play because when you kill someone with Rush, you instantly start sprinting. You still have to do it manually though. You still, like when you kill someone, hold shift to sprint, and you go really fast. Sometimes it feels like you're going double your sprint speed. It helps you in a number of ways. Use that speed to get the fuck out of there if you need to, or use that speed to kind of swing around and come back from like a flank, like a different position, to hit your enemies from another angle. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. Next class is Sir Edward Thornycroft. It's a Greatsword class just with a different skin, but heavy armor. I've got a level 6 helmet, level 9 chorus, and level 1 pants. And that's a kind of logical ratio of armor because you get hit most in the torso, second most in the head, and least in the legs. So you can, with this kind of setup, you can preserve as much movement speed as possible. Yeah, it's a good mix of armor and speed, in my opinion. And he's got a medic bag as well, which is good for team battles, fireproof and friendly. So yeah, this build it's really good if I want to survive a little bit longer. Like if the team is full of sweaties and I just want to live, I just want to fucking stay alive, then I'll choose this class because it's still got the Greatsword. I've just got more armor. My next build is Jens from Solverstad. This is the Viking Berserker build that I'm really fucking loving right now. I'm actually mostly playing this class nowadays because I love the war axe and I love speed. I love going fast and hitting people with strong weapons. So yeah, like I've got a level 6 torso armor and level 1 on the legs. No helmet because fucking YOLO. friendly perk, Wrecker, which is nice because axes take down defenses quicker, I've heard. I don't know for sure. But yeah, so I've got an axe with Wrecker, which is enables you to, do more damage against buildables by 50%. So the enemy defenses just fucking crumble. It's really, really, yeah, this class takes them down really fast. Second Wind is important if you have really, really heavy weapons. It lets you, gain 3 extra stamina on hit. With heavy weapons, if you miss too often, you run out of stamina completely, and they can just knock your weapon out of your hands if you parry and you have no stamina, which is not good. Also Rush. I have Rush on this build as well, for the same reason. Just go fast when you kill people. Throwing axes. I've got throwing axes too. You get 2 at a time. If you equip throwing axes, you get 2 axes to throw. They're fucking powerful. They're very strong. And they're a lot of fun as well. They do take up 4 points, which is quite a lot. Yeah. I like throwing axes and shit. And I like whacking people with axes too. That's why I like this class. Aor of Solvestad. This is kind of, it's a similar thing. War Axe. A big part of this build is Bloodlust. You replenish health 100% if you kill someone, basically. And I have level 6 helmet, level 9 torso, level 1 pants, leg armor. So it's heavier armor than Yins of Silverstad. But it's worth it because if you kill someone, your health replenishes, and you've still got all this armor to keep you alive. And in my opinion, Bloodlust only works if you're heavily armored. Yeah, because they can't one-hit you. Let's have a look. Let's move on to Horace Halberd. Yeah, I use the Halberd sometimes. It's a fucking strong weapon, and it's really good. It's a lot of fun, but it does feel kind of heavy. It's not the most agile of weapons, but it's a lot of fun. I keep this class relatively light armor. I've got level 3, level 6, level 1, 361, and the Rush perk as well. Yeah. I like this class, it's cool. This is the original Crit Cobain class, but I find that this Firehand is just not as good anymore. It's not as fun, it feels way too heavy. They slowed it down, they slowed down the reaction times. You can't block as quickly as you used to. Yeah, I'll whip it out every now and then. This is the exact same thing, but with a different looking dude and a different voice. And I think it's fun to fuck around with, in the armory. Yeah. Len is the engineer. A really good specialized engineer class. Relatively light armor. The reason why I've got a level 6 helmet and a level 3 torso is because archers and other people with ballistas will try and shoot you in the head, and if they do that, they'll kill you if you're not wearing at least a level 6 helmet. So I think that's important. Yeah, I find that the build works well because you get the blacksmith's hammer, which lets you build faster and repair faster. It's a pretty shitty weapon, but the whole idea as to why I have a free space there, so I just have the blacksmith's hammer in the toolbox, so I've got a free space. I just pick up someone else's weapon off the ground, and just use that. And I find that it's cool because I'm not familiar with all weapons. I pick up like a bardiche that I'm not that familiar with and give it a shot as my engineer class. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it's fun just doing that. The smith perk helps you repair even faster, which I like. Fireproof I think is necessary for this class because people try and throw fire at your buildables and stuff like that, and if you're stuck there repairing your buildables, you don't want to get fucked by their fire. Sometimes you even have to stand in the fire and repair stuff because they're on the verge of getting the objective, and you have no other option but to fucking burn alive. So that's the engineer class. The rat, I love this class. Really fast. Whenever I need to get the objective done, I go for this class. It used to have 2 fire pots, but you can only have 1 now per loadout, which I suppose is a good thing because there would be people running around with fucking 3 fire pots and just like burning the whole fucking map. Yeah, so I've got 1 fire pot now and 1 smoke bomb, so I can run around and throw fire at the buildables and the engineers bullshit, and I can smoke our team's way to the objective and just like shroud everything in smoke, confusing the enemy and shit like that, while all this time going fucking lightning fast because I'm barely wearing any armor. 030. A whole bunch of perks because I have that amount of space because I'm not wearing any armor again. Fireproof, friendly, rat. Rat's good. That's the one that quiets you down, so they can't hear you coming. I think it's, a lot of people have said it's fucking useless, but a lot of people do crank this game in their headphones and they can hear everything, like me. So it's good to have that advantage. When you're a sneaky motherfucker like this class, you sneak up behind people and, pick them off. This perk helps you do that. And I've got nothing else to use my points on, so fuck it. Cat is nifty for this class. It doesn't take up any perks, but reduces your fall damage by 90%, which is great. You can escape enemies from high heights. Rush again to get the fuck out of there, mainly for this class because he's very low armor. You don't want to be stuck around with heaps of enemies where you can die in an instant, even if they hit your torso, for fuck's sake. So that's that class. Ghost is roughly the same thing, but with two smoke bombs. And he looks like a penis. Yeah. With these 2 classes, with Rat and Ghost, I play around with the sword. So the Bastard Sword is really good. It's more diverse than the Rapier, but since they cost the same amount, I'll just switch between them. Yeah. So Bastard, Sword, Rapier, they're both good. I'm not that familiar with either of them, to be honest. I used to use the axe, just the normal hand axe with this build, which is fucking good, and I still go back to it sometimes. But I like the idea of using, just better swords, according to the game, at least, according to the game. So that's those 2 classes. William is basically a cavalry class. The whole idea with this class is that you spawn with it, grab a lance, and jump on a horse, because the lance is the best horse weapon. And if you're wearing, like, maximum armor, you're hard to kill on the horse. And if you have Bloodlust, you get all your HP back per horse kill. And if you're good on a horse, this is a fucking phenomenal build. It works great. Fireproof, because horses fucking hate fire. If you run over fire on a horse, it just freaks out and dies. Friendly, and yeah, Bloodlust. It's a really good cavalry class. The second best weapon you can have on horseback is a spear. But I don't have enough points to do that with full armor, so don't worry about it. This is a new class. This is Alan. The poleaxe actually has a repair function, so you can smack your own buildables and repair them. You just have to press R to switch around the blade, so you don't use the blade, you use the blunt side. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the poleaxe. It's this is not, I don't count this as like a serious class, but it's kind of fun. I got one really good killing streak with it, so that was good. Very light armor, because that's all I can afford. The toolbox uses so much fucking points, so many points. Shepherd, I used to play this class a lot, and it's still good. Light armor, level 3 on the head, level 3 on the chest, and no leg armor. With classes like this, you don't have to have tenacious, because you have 2 fucking med bags, you know? This is a really good class for racking in a lot of points, especially if you're good with the spear. So at the start, you know, when you spawn, go to the front line of where your teammates are fighting and lay down both med bags. You know, try to put them in slightly different positions, of course. But your teammates will love you for it. And yeah, that's why I called this class Shepherd, because yeah, a shepherd looks after his flock. This is basically my medic class. Yeah, and I think that's all that there is to that class. Le Chop is Jared's build. Bloodlust with maximum armor and a normal hand axe. This weapon you should try, just the normal hand axe. It's fucking fast, and it's fucking strong. It just lacks distance, really, that's all. And you can throw it, you know, which is funny. You can just piff it at people and just run away. Not the best idea, unless you can pick up a weapon that's right next to you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And like I said before, Bloodlust is only worth it if you have maximum, or like as much armor as possible. Yeah, because you don't want to, like, if you have Bloodlust with light armor, you get one shot anyway. It doesn't matter how much fucking health you have. Whereas if you have maximum armor, it takes a lot of effort for the enemies to kill you. And if you have Bloodlust, all you have to do is kill one of them and you're back to full HP. So this is a really good build. You should give it a try. I think we should all fucking give it a try. We should all have this class. Get this exact armor. It'll be fucking funny to have a whole crew running around the map with this class. Just a fucking juggernaut of people with fucking axes, like a self-healing fucking juggernaut. Yeah, this Tin Man is the exact same thing with a different looking armor. Elias is a Bardiche class. It's a new one because I don't really play Bardiche, but I kind of like it. It's similar to my main build, the Crit Cobain build with the Greatsword, but just with the Bardiche, you know. Bandages are good. They heal half your health, but you get to use them twice, and then they're gone. So if you're on 1 HP, just use it twice, you know. Make sure there's no enemies around, because it does take a while to actually use them and heal. Yeah. Rush again, because I like it. Harold Stinson. This is my Harold Stinson class. He's got a foppish voice. And he's a wanker because he uses a fucking longbow. I never use this class. I'm not an archer in Mordhau. I don't... That's not how I play. I suck at archery. The only time I'm using ranged weapons is when I'm an engineer and I'm on the ballista, but even then, I'd much rather let a capable archer use the ballista. I'm happy for that to happen. I don't really play... I know that the fucking longbow takes up fucking 33 points, which is way too many. Way too many fucking points. These are my troll builds. These are the jokes. Cavemen. It's a peasant class, so what you do is you hit the peasant fucking perk, and it takes away half your points basically. So, and it gives you like you're stuck with peasant weapons, like the club, you know, sickle, frying pan, hoe, pickaxe, scythe. You know, some of them aren't too bad. The sledgehammer is pretty close to the maul in terms of specs and stuff like that. But you do it to kind of prove a point over your foes. If you smack someone to death with a club, it's kind of saying like, fuck you, you suck. I can beat you with a fucking club. Trash. Yeah. This is Meme Boy. This is the class that Josh, James and I formulated. It's basically a maul man. Minimum armor maul man. With a rock and firebomb just to piss people off. You get like 6 rocks to throw if you select rocks in your inventory. And if you're good at aiming, you can really get people mad. Yeah. But I don't want to go too far into it because it's a fucking joke. That's all my classes. Yeah. I hope you got a better idea of what you want to do. Again, you know, this is my main class, Crit Cobain the Great. My second class But my go-to at the moment actually is this War Axe class, minimum armor with rush. Yeah. So yeah, I hope I helped you out, and yeah, happy Mordhau playing.